Alright, so what did I want to say? Oh, okay, hold on. What up, y'all? Man, a lot of shit is happening. Today was a very interesting day. I actually went to the mall yesterday to see if they was gonna get these 4s, but it seemed like every store didn't have them. So whatever the case may be, I hollered at my boy, and he held me a pair. The GS4s, it ain't for me, it's for my girl, so she went and picked them up. I paid for them. So whenever I get back home, I'll go ahead and review those for y'all if she doesn't wear them. So I doubt she will, but yeah. So that's that. Other than that, let's get to what the video is basically about. Freeway. I know a lot of y'all don't really know who he is. If you don't, I don't know how, but sitting here last night, bored out of my fucking mind, and was like, Freeway have a couple joints that I really fuck with, you know, off a couple of his projects. I'm not gonna say I like all his albums, you know, some of them are hit and miss, but he did have some joints that definitely stood out to me over the years. The very first song I actually heard from Freeway was What We Do. That sample, Beanie J on the record, was crazy. That song got played throughout my house for like a year straight. My mom ended up loving that record. So that song mean more to me than it just being a song. Like, you know, just the meaning behind it. You know, a lot of us could relate to it from what we was going through at that time in that house. Yeah, man. So that's definitely a good record. But let's go ahead, man. My top 10 Freeway album songs. And starting off with number 10, Still Got Love off the Freeway last album. This was the album to where a lot of people speculated that he was off Rockefeller, but it wasn't. The album came out on Rockefeller, but basically he was just saying, yes, we got a new Freeway album, you know, finally. So that's one of the records. My number 9 record is Last Two featuring Benny Siegel and Young Chris off the Streets Is Mine album. Kind of an album that kind of went under the radar. A lot of people really didn't know about it, but I do remember this song from being on mixtapes and shit. All three of these niggas killed it. You know, Young Chris definitely spazzed on that record. Going into my number 8, You Don't Know, in quotations, In the Ghetto, off the Philadelphia Freeway album, his debut album. And it's just the sample, the jazziness of the record, him breaking down what goes on in the hood. Definitely a solid record and one of my favorites from that album. Going into my 7th pick is Rockefeller Billionaires off the Free last album, you know, the song with Jay-Z. And people say that it wasn't that dope of a record. It's kind of a different record for Freeway, but at the end of the day, it's kind of got that club feel to it. It was everywhere. A couple people did freestyles to it, and I fuck with it. My number 6 pick is Free People off the Stimulus Package album he did with Jake One. Definitely a solid album. I actually bought that album. It's in my collection somewhere. Very soulful record, you know what I mean? And I definitely feel like off that album, it's a couple of tracks that stand out as well. But that definitely is an album that was kind of underrated in my opinion. My number 5 is Don't Cross That Line off the Philadelphia Freeway album. Definitely that beat when he kicks in and his flow, the female vocals that's in that record. Crazy, crazy song, you know what I mean? Going into my number 4 is the Stimulus outro off the Stimulus Package album. It's just basically a song to his fans. The production, the sample, is just all on point. It's like 12 minutes, some change. Definitely a long song, but he just breaks down everything from, you know, his point of view of being an artist and talking to his fans, basically. So that's a good look. A lot of artists need to start doing that, man. Showing the fans, you know, a lot more respect, because of the fans, that's where you are in your career, not spazzing over because they feel your clothing brand is too motherfucking high. That can go to anybody. Moving on to my number 3 pick is When They Remember off the Free last album. This was my favorite song. Like, I remember the very first time I actually heard this, just the soulfulness of it, how he flowed on the record. It kind of bring a tear to your eye in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because it has so much emotion, so much passion in that song. And I definitely still feel this is at least in my top 5 of all time Freeway songs. My number 2 pick is Free at Last off the Free at Last album. it's just basically him getting that rappers trying to take his style, smooth, jazzy beat. He's spitting on that motherfucker, and it's just crazy. Like, y'all niggas ain't free, basically. And my number one pick, like I stated earlier, is What We Do off the Philadelphia Freeway album. Not because Jay's on it, not because Beanie on it. It's just the production. You know, a lot of people thought that Freeway wouldn't ever be able to deliver an album, and he delivered a classic debut album. That's undebatable. That album is definitely a classic. I can't seem to find that shit nowhere. I don't believe in going on Amazon and all that shit to find out. I want to go in the store, you know, preferably Best Buy or FYE or somewhere to find it. But if I can't, I'm going to go ahead and order it. But I definitely need that in my collection. So what are your top 10 Freeway songs, you know, off albums? Or you could do mixtapes, or you could do features. But these are my top 10 Freeway album songs. And I just want to bring that to y'all. And I'm gonna do another one. It's a top 5 Jay-Z songs off his Kingdom Come album, because a lot of people slept on that album, but I seem to think the album was pretty dope in my personal opinion. And yeah, as far as other reviews, I don't know. I may do something, we don't know, because it's kind of a slow week. But other than that, I'm a holla. One.